Welcome back to Le Podcast de Philippe. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Exceptionally, we're talking about intelligence,
Yeah.
but this time in animals.
Okay.
The surprising bonobos,
Fascinating creatures.
they share nearly 99% of our DNA.
Really close to us, genetically speaking?
And you might be surprised by some of their cognitive abilities.
You're telling me.
We're going to be exploring a groundbreaking study that suggests bonobos can actually recognize when we humans
What?
are ignorant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we're going to be discussing what this means for our understanding of animal intelligence.
It really does challenge our assumptions about intelligence. This study from Johns Hopkins University,
Okay.
it really changes how we think about what it means to be intelligent.
It does. This study,
Yeah.
it found that bonobos might be able to tell when we humans are clueless
Right.
about something.
So how did they figure that out?
Well, the researchers designed a very clever experiment. They hid a treat under one of 3 cups.
Okay. Yeah. Classic.
And sometimes the researcher would see where the treat was hidden, and sometimes they wouldn't.
Gotcha.
Then they would ask the bonobo, where's the treat?
Okay. Interesting.
So what do you think the bonobos did?
Well, I'd imagine they'd try to get the treat.
Yeah.
But how would they let the researcher know?
Well,
You know where it is.
the results are actually quite fascinating.
Okay.
When the researcher knew where the treat was, the bonobos were more likely to just hang back,
Interesting.
as if they understood the human already knew the answer.
Like, you got it. You figure it out.
Right. You don't need my help.
Yeah.
But when the researcher hadn't seen where the treat was hidden, well, that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, so they changed their behavior.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm curious.
In those cases,
Yeah?
the bonobos were much more likely to actively point to the right cup, almost as if they were trying to help out the clueless human.
Wow, so they were aware
Yeah.
that the researcher didn't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
Exactly.
suggests they're not just aware of where the treat is, but they're also aware of what the researcher knows or doesn't know.
So they were taking the researcher's perspective into account.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
It really is.
I mean,
Look
to
at-
understand what's going on in someone else's mind,
Right.
it's called theory of mind, right?
It is.
And we used to think only humans could do that.
We did. We thought it was unique to humans.
This is really groundbreaking.
It really is.
So they tested this with,
Well, this study involved 3 bonobos.
okay.
Kanzi, who is an incredible 43 years old.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a senior citizen bonobo.
That's right. Nyota and Teiko, and they all demonstrated this ability to recognize human ignorance.
All 3 of them.
All 3.
So it wasn't just a fluke or anything.
Not at all. It seems like a consistent pattern.
I'm curious, did any of them stand out?
They did. Kanzi actually seemed particularly eager to help the researchers out.
Oh, really? So there's this anecdote from the study where he started tapping insistently on the correct cup.
Wow, so he was really trying to get their attention?
Yeah, like, hey, look over here.
Like he knew they needed a little extra help.
Exactly. And it makes me wonder if they're adapting their communication style
Uh-huh.
based on what they perceive our understanding to be,
That's a fascinating thought.
much like we do with each other.
We simplify things when we're talking to kids, for example,
Exactly.
to make sure they understand.
So it's possible that bonobos are doing the same thing.
Wow, so they might be more socially intelligent than we give them credit for.
They really might be. And this type of social intelligence is something that bonobos are known for.
Yeah, they're known for being very cooperative.
Much more cooperative and less aggressive than their chimpanzee cousins.
That's right.
And this sensitivity to others' mental states could be a key part of that.
It makes you wonder how much of our own social intelligence we inherited from our common ancestor.
It really does.
Really fascinating stuff.
It is fascinating stuff. And there's so much more to explore about bonobo intelligence.
Absolutely.
But we'll have to save that for another time.
I'm already looking forward to it.
Me too.
Huh?
This is just the beginning of our deep dive into the world of bonobo intelligence.
It's a world full of surprises, that's for sure.
It certainly is. And we'll be back soon to uncover even more about these amazing primates.
Can't wait.
So stay tuned.
I'll be here.
All right. And that's it for this segment of the Podcast de Philippe.
Until next time.
We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Bye.
There's so much more to bonobo intelligence than just recognizing human ignorance.
Oh, absolutely. So much more.
It's really just the tip of the iceberg.
So what else can they do? Like, give me some examples.
Well, they have incredible memories.
Really?
Yeah, there was a case study
Okay.
with a female bonobo named Louise.
Okay.
And she was able to recognize her sister
Right.
after 26 years apart.
Wow, 26 years.
26 years.
That's longer than some human relationships.
It is. It's remarkable. It really is.
And it's not just about recognizing faces.
Yep.
They can actually communicate
Oh.
using symbols.
Really?
Yeah, in captivity.
Okay.
Some bonobos have learned to use lexicograms.
Lexicograms. What are those?
They're basically graphic symbols that represent words or ideas, and they use them to communicate with humans.
So they can understand and use a form of language.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And some bonobos, like the famous Kanzi,
Right, Kanzi, yeah.
he can even understand spoken English.
No way.
Researchers tested this
Okay.
by giving him complex verbal instructions, and he was able to follow them correctly.
So they're not just mimicking sounds.
Yeah,
they're
no.
actually grasping the meaning.
Exactly. They're understanding the meaning behind the words.
Wow. What about problem solving?
Problem solving.
Yeah, are they good at that?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Okay.
Bonobos have been observed
Yeah.
figuring out how to move obstacles to get to food.
Obstacle.
Like if there's something blocking their path to the food.
They'll figure out a way to move it.
So it shows they can plan and think ahead.
Exactly. It's not just reacting to their environment. They're actively manipulating it.
To get what they want.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive.
It is impressive. That actually reminds me of tool use.
Tool use.
Yeah, I know chimpanzees are known for that.
Right. Chimpanzees are famous for using tools.
Do bonobos use tools as well?
They do, although maybe not as often as chimps in the wild.
Okay.
But they have been seen using sticks to reach things out of their grasp or to test the depth of water
Interesting.
so they can adapt their tool use
Okay.
based on the situation.
So they're thinking about it.
Yeah, they're not just instinctively using tools. They're
Right.
thinking about the best tool for the job.
It's amazing. It's amazing to think that we're still uncovering the depths of their intelligence.
Absolutely. There's so much more to learn.
And these findings really paint a picture of bonobos as highly intelligent and socially aware beings. And it raises the question, what other mental abilities might they be hiding?
It makes you wonder
It really does.
what they think of us.
I know, right? Observing us, making their own judgments.
Yeah, like, those humans not as smart as they think they are.
Exactly. It's a humbling thought.
It is a humbling thought.
So much we don't know.
There is so much we don't know about the animal kingdom.
And about intelligence itself.
Well, I think this deep dive has certainly opened my eyes to the world of bonobo intelligence.
Me too. It's a fascinating field of study.
And I'm sure there's so much more to uncover.
Oh, absolutely.
So much more.
Just scratching the surface.
Makes you wonder, have we really just scratched the surface here?
I think so, yeah.
About what bonobos and other animals are actually capable of.
Yeah. This research on bonobos really makes us question our assumptions about how unique human intelligence really is.
It does. It highlights the diversity of intelligence.
Oh, for sure.
Out there in the animal kingdom, right?
Absolutely.
That's the thing I think we constantly forget.
We do.
And it's a reminder
Big time.
that we have so much more to learn.
We do. We're always learning new things.
We are.
About the cognitive abilities of animals.
It's a good point, point to end on, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
It is.
Into the world of bonobo intelligence.
I agree.
I think the biggest takeaway for me
Yeah.
is just how complex and fascinating
It really is.
their minds really are.
Yeah.
And,
it's amazing.
you know, they show us that intelligence isn't limited to our own species.
Not at all. And I think it's important to remember that our understanding of all of this is still evolving.
It is. It's a process.
Who knows what other incredible things we'll learn about bonobos
Totally.
and other animals in the years to come.
Before we go, though, I wanted to remind everyone listening to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Podcast of Philippe. We're hoping to reach 1,000 subscribers.
We are.
And your support helps us keep making these deep dives.
So please hit that subscribe button and join us as we explore the wonders of the natural world.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.